The information we got from satellite, yes, came on 12 March, but we just got the 6th handshake, and we have to look at that, and we shared that information with our US team, and the US team have to correlate the information and digest it, and from the result of the analysis.
All search efforts are now focused in the southern part of the southern corridor, in an area covering some 469,407 square nautical miles.
Unfortunately, with these cyclones, they're such big beasts that they influence a vast area. So what's happened is it's combined with a low pressure system that's also sweeping in, basically affecting the whole western coast of Western Australia. And in fact, it goes down, it reaches as far down south into the search area.
Well, obviously everything's fairly urgent, but we cannot put pilots and crews at risk.
The system will be fitted into the Australian ship Ocean Shield, which is due to dock in Perth on the 28th of March. The Ocean Shield, fitted with a towed pinger locator, is due to arrive in the search area on the 5th of April.
777's black box recorder is designed to keep working at depths of up to 6,000 metres. One of the big problems for the search teams is the depth of the water in the southern Indian Ocean, which goes down to 8,000 metres in some areas. That's over 25,000 feet, almost as deep as Mount Everest is high. The planes that are searching for it include the P-3 Orion. It's been around since the 1960s. It's very good at flying low, skimming the surface of the oceans, looking down for objects. Of course, it can also fly all the way there and back, but it can only spend a couple of hours on station. They've also got a state-of-the-art P-8 Poseidon. This American plane has only been going for a couple of years. It's an anti-submarine detector, so it can look beneath the waves.
Chinese search aircraft reported a sighting of other suspicious objects. 2 relatively big white and square items. They were dispersed amongst several smaller ones.
They said that none of them survived. I don't believe that.
操他妈马来西亚了不？马来西亚人胡说八道。自从马航3月8日宣布马航370失联至今，企图欺骗全世界人民。如果我们机上154位亲人因此失去了宝贵生命，那么马航、马政府、马军方就是杀死我们亲人的真正刽子手。
Telling us that no one survived, everyone sank into the ocean. What's your proof? It's been 17 days. They simply just give us this result. How can people bear this?
We just want the truth. And if you make a conclusion with no exact evidence, just from an analysis from the satellite data, why you make the conclusion? And why you make the conclusion that no one is alive?
One of the things which I think they want to know is more detail, and the fact that yesterday's announcement did not carry much detail, therefore everybody is speculating we are holding back information.
相信他干嘛？我呀，人死了，我得要见着人的尸体啊，是不是？是您的什么？是您的我哥哥是吧？我弟弟。
电视里头说这个飞机在印度洋坠毁。 他什么都没发现，凭什么就说坠毁？
You're going to need a maths degree to work it out because this is how they've done it. They don't know exactly where it went down. They've done a series of calculations based on their expertise from very little satellite data.
There is evidence of a partial handshake between the aircraft and the ground station at 0019 UTC. At this time, this transmission is not understood and is subject to further ongoing work.
Αυτό το συγκεκριμένο πραγματάκι το είχαν ψελίσει από την πρώτη στιγμή ότι κάπου σε ένα σημείο είχε φανεί ένα στίγμα και μετά το διαψεύσανε. Δεν ξέρω αν εννοούν το ίδιο. Σε κάποιο ραντάρ με την έννοια ότι είδανε το στίγμα. Κάποιο πολεμικό ραντάρ είδε ένα στίγμα. Αν είναι κάποιο κινητό επιβάτη ή μπορεί να είναι μια συνομιλία με τον πύργο ελέγχου, βέβαια όχι. Το έχω πει από την πρώτη στιγμή. Ο πιλότος ήξερε τι έκανε. Γιατί αυτός τα έχει κάνει. Αυτός ανέβηκε ψηλά για να μην πιάνουν τα ραντάρ των πρωτεύων βάσει ύψους. Γύρισε πίσω, πέρασε πάρα από τη Μαλαισία και μετά έκανε μια βουτιά κάθετα και κατέβηκε στα 10.000 πόδια. Στην κάθοδο αυτή κάποιο ραντάρ τον έπιασε ή κάποια επικοινωνία έγινε.
Υπάρχει περίπτωση αυτή η μερική επικοινωνία που λένε σήμερα του αεροσκάφους με επίγειο σταθμό να είναι με την στρατιωτική βάση Diego Garcia και να το κατέριψαν?
Πρέπει να δώσουμε στοιχεία τα οποία δεν τα δίνουμε. Την πρώτη στιγμή ακούσαμε ότι στην κάθοδο σε κάποιο σημείο εντοπίστηκε από ένα πολεμικό ραντάρ. Το σίγουρο είναι ότι το αεροπλάνο με κάποιους ελιγμούς, τώρα αν κάποιοι άλλοι άνθρωποι τον παρακολουθούσαν, δεν μπορούμε να βρούμε τίποτα.
What they did was establish via a thing called Doppler effect, the time it takes for the signal to get to and from the satellite and back to the ground earth station in Australia, in Perth, that the vehicle aircraft was moving away. So on that basis they could say that it was both obviously powered and flying and for a number of hours because of the data. But what they couldn't say was, and it is at exactly these coordinates, because those were not coming off the plane.
Think about the math of all those planes down there and all of them moving. What they did is they said, we will take some known airplanes and we will run this formula on them. We will say, if we calculated where this plane was going based upon this arc and a speed that we can calculate, how would we get the right answer? They did the math knowing the answer on some other planes and were able to prove that the formula worked. Right. Based on that formula, that's how they were able to say now with some confidence, we believe that it went down into this area, and once it hit the water and started drifting, those yellow zones is where it's focused.
The flight last known position, I call it general location, is in the middle of the southern Indian Ocean. It carries very little fuel by then, and if you have to fly onwards, there's no landmass any nearby. So that I suppose we can conclude it must have been down in the water, and that area is very remote, and we're talking about 17-18 days. Yesterday was 17th day, today is the 18th day. For anyone to survive that long is extremely remote.
Έχω την εντύπωση ότι προτρέξανε παρόλο ότι περάσαν πολλές μέρες από το ατύχημα και ίσως αυτό να ασκούσε αφόρητη πίεση επάνω τους. Αλλά βέβαια υπάρχουν ενδείξεις για την τοποθεσία στην οποία θα βρισκόντουσαν συντρίμμια τα οποία ακόμα δεν έχουν εξασφαλιστεί ότι είναι και έχω την εντύπωση ότι δεν θα είναι και κατά προσέγγιση εν πάση περιπτώσει οι Μαλαισιανοί υπέδειξαν το μέρος που ενδεχομένως να έχει πέσει το αεροπλάνο. Πράγμα το οποίο δεν με πείθει επίσης. Δηλαδή ήταν μια απεγνωσμένη πράξη προτρεπόμενη από την πίεση του χρόνου. Χωρίς να έχει επιχειρήματα ακλόνητα εκτός εάν ξέρει πράγματα τα οποία εμείς δεν γνωρίζουμε. Πράγμα το οποίο είναι και αυτό πολύ πιθανό. Η στροφή προς τα αριστερά κάθε άλλο παρά το κατήφθηνε πλέον προς το Πεκίνο, όπως αντιλαμβάνεστε. Το κατήφθηνε νοτιοδυτικά. Τώρα για το θέμα της απώλειας συμπιέσεως, χτες κυκλοφόρησε μια τεχνική οδηγία των Αμερικανών η οποία εξεδόθη τον Νοέμβριο και ασχολείται με το αντικείμενο αυτό. Αλλά και πάλι είναι τραβηγμένο το πράγμα, το χέρι στην καρδιά υπάρχει πιθανότητα. Δεν μπορούμε να αποκλείσουμε καμία περίπτωση σε μια αβεβαιότητα όπως αυτή που επικρατεί σήμερα. Στη δική μου τη ζωή δεν έχω αντιμετωπίσει μεγαλύτερη έκπληξη και απορία από αυτή την περίπτωση.
Another man, he stood up and point blank he asked the Malaysian Air Force official, could a country have shot down this plane? Could another country's military have done that? And the Malaysian Air Force official was very careful with his answer. He said, based on the data and radar at this point in time, a shooting by the military is not highly possible.
At one point, the airplane apparently flew as low as 12,000 feet before it disappeared from radar. The source also tells CNN the sharp turn appeared to be intentional.